Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Young Sheldon. This is their 5th episode of the 3rd season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it's available for the link in the description below. Just click on it, put a password in, and enjoy. I'm enjoying it. 3 episodes in today, but I've watched anyway. This is the 3rd one, and hopefully long may the good fun continue. Last episode I really enjoyed the father-daughter bonding moments between Missy and George. Now, obviously, Missy had her intentions of why the bonding actually started, because she was interested in a boy in a school and she wanted to impress him by playing baseball and knowing something about the sport. This created a little moment where, her and her dad was outside just throwing, the baseball to each other and playing catch, and he was telling little facts and stuff like that. He kind of knew, he sensed it was about a boy trying to impress somebody, but he went along with it anyway, and you could tell that Mary was getting a little bit jealous because she was asking Georgie what he was talking about. He didn't want to give the information away. He wanted to keep it himself. He was he was just keeping them moments to themselves, when it didn't actually go well. And Missy ended up saying that he actually liked somebody else, not her. He was there for her, he supported her, and he went outside, he was playing catch again, and, you could tell that, this situation brought her and her dad closer together, and there's nothing better than a father-daughter or mother-son or whatever, parent and kid relationship. It's the best, I can't say nothing but praise for my parents. I love them, and they're amazing, and long may that, if I ever have kids, that I have these special moments and stuff like that, because there's nothing better than passing your wisdom down and just spending that time and just enjoying yourself. And in that situation there, it just reminded me she is a little girl actually, and do you know what I mean? And even though she's quite funny and she's in quite a bit of the scenes, like, she does need her parents, and she does need people looking after her and helping her and just kind of raising her well. And that episode, to me anyway, was just really good. I enjoyed it, and it was a great it was a great moment between them. And hopefully today's episode is as entertaining and fun. And I'd like to see a little bit more of George and Veronica, to be honest, because I'm actually enjoying the slow burner of those. But thanks for checking out today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Garden's looking nice.
Well, not to commit the sin of pride, but I know.
Good news, John's coming home on Friday.
Yay!
Wonderful.
It is. All I know is he sounded like himself on the phone, and the doctors say he's good to go.
Well, that's great.
It is. I'm excited.
Hey.
I'm gonna get another beer.
Because you're so excited?
You know it.
We need to have a talk. Georgie, get in here. Dr. Sturgis will be joining us for dinner.
Thought he was in the nut house.
We do not call it that,
That's what Dad calls it.
and that's why I made him sit. You also will not stare at him during dinner.
Can I look at him at all?
Yes.
How long can I look at him before it's considered staring?
And I'm trying not to stare at girls. My rule is 2 Mississippi.
I told him that.
Team on Dr. Sturgis route front. They're walking up the path. Almost there. Door. Bell! Don't normally do this, but put her there.
No, Mitten, I'm honored.
We've been looking forward to it.
We sure have.
Be sure to save room for dessert. I made banana pudding. George, tell me how good my banana pudding is.
Good pudding. A lot of bananas.
The best way to destigmatize something is to talk about it.
That is true.
Why wasn't I allowed to visit you?
One of the other patients there were very unwell. I didn't want you to be disturbed by their behavior.
How did you know when you were all better?
Well, it's not like a cold where you have it and then you don't, but I've learned skills that help me to manage my mental health.
It actually wasn't that bad. They're going way over the top. Personally, like, he actually, just because somebody's been admitted into a mental hospital doesn't mean everyone's on the same spectrum. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, I'm gonna go to the complete extreme here. Like, all my family members could suddenly just pass away, and I would then be struggling, and I could have a little bit of a breakdown where, like, I was like always crying, always kind of just like going crazy, and I had to go into a place like this to kind of get myself straight and narrow, get myself one again with my thoughts, and not always overthink things, and don't go to the actual deep and darkest parts of the mind. Do you know what I mean? Like, somewhere like that could have helped me bring myself back and realize that although I suffered like a traumatic event, that like my life is still worth it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, where you could actually have other people in there who are actually just crazy, who want to go around and start stabbing and killing people, kind of like The Shining. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's an absolute spectrum of it. John just had a little bit of a breakdown internally about himself, where like it was a trigger where he thought his life was going to be something, and he kind of got a bit upset, and it just kind of spiraled a little bit. But he didn't do anything harmful, he didn't do anything crazy, he wasn't acting erratic, it wasn't like, yo, stay away from him, that's a lunatic. And like, it was just a little something he experienced himself that was a little unusual to the norm. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, I don't feel like you should be stepping on eggshells. You should be kind of, I don't know, like weirded that he's around. And I don't know, they're acting too over the top compared to what it should actually be.
I thought you were staying the night.
I wasn't planning on it. Now that we're talking about this, we've never really discussed the status of our relationship.
Pick up right where we left off.
I think it's for the best if we don't. I don't think we should be in a romantic relationship anymore.
Really? Don't want to see me anymore? Don't I get a say in that?
No.
I've been waiting for you this whole time.
It's just more proof that you're a wonderful woman and you deserve someone you can count on. How about Ira from the furniture store? He's a catch.
Now you're gonna play matchmaker for me? It's ringing.
Tell him I said hi.
Connie, oh my gosh. How are you?
He wants to know how I am. Call you back. Men don't break up with me. I do the breaking up. I'm sure as hell not gonna sit home by myself while I try and figure it out.
Should just be coming over again?
I don't know.
He should. We had so much fun talking about the mental hospital, we barely got to talk about science.
Your Meemaw and Dr. Sturgis are figuring out how their relationship is going to work now that he's back.
This isn't fair. I find the one person in Texas who understands me, and now I'm not allowed to see him?
Hello! A symbol of hospitality dating back to the 1700s.
I gotta tell you, this is an unexpected surprise. Because last I heard, you and John were still going out.
Well, now I'm not, and I'm here with you.
Sounds like this breakup is a little fresh.
Where's Meemaw?
Not here tonight.
Why?
As I understand it, now that Dr. Sturgis is back from the hospital, he and Meemaw are figuring out how their relationship is going to work.
So, as before, I'm perfectly happy to answer any question.
Boyfriend comes home from the mental hospital. He dumps you, and he suggests that you go out with me. Oh, no, I'm fine with it. I want to make sure I got everything right.
Can I speak to you in the kitchen?
And
Well, here he is.
I've always found your grandmother to be very hot stuff.
All right, let's go. John, what do you say you and I go grab a beer?
But we haven't cut open the pineapple yet.
You boys go ahead. We'll eat the pineapple another time.
But we haven't had a chance to talk about science.
What's going on in your life?
Oh, boy. Well, after you and I broke up, I took the opportunity to work on myself. I tried Vietnamese food for the first time, which did not go well.
Dive bar originated because many establishments were below street level and patrons had to essentially dive down to enter them.
After the breakup, I was worried, but now that Dr. Sturgis and Dad are friends, we'll be seeing even more of him.
Emma's parents aren't friends, but now she's got Barbie's dream house and the pink Corvette.
That looks amazing. I love ice cream.
Did you know that they used to use the anal glands of beavers to make it taste like vanilla?
I understand it's difficult to milk the little sacks. Can you believe Connie was my first girlfriend? So long since I'd had an episode, I thought I was okay. I just can't take the risk of putting Connie through that. Thank you for listening.
My pleasure. Hey, pool table's open.
Ah, wonderful.
Do you know what, right? The thing is if he's breaking up with Connie because of his episodes, you know what I mean, and he said that he don't think he'll ever be in a relationship again, he shouldn't have an intention to ever be in a relationship ever again with anybody. And the reason is, if he does have an intention of being in a relationship, then why not be in the relationship with the person that wants to be with you? Do you understand what I mean? Like, if you're scared about having an episode with Connie, then what's going to stop you having an episode with A and B and C later down the line? It's nothing's going to stop it, is it? And what you should actually be looking on and focusing on the most is, okay, you're concerned about having an episode, but you should be concerned that the people that have seen you have an episode want to be around to help you and push through this and going to stand by you throughout your goods and your bads. Do you know what I mean? Not everybody is amazing. Everybody has little things here and there that's, that they hope people can, move past and help them with. And, You know, the fact that Connie wants to be with him, even though it's a situation that he don't want to put her through, shouldn't matter. Do you know what I mean? Let's just say somebody needed a carer. You know what I mean? Like, somebody may be in a wheelchair, but, like, they've got an absolute connection like that with somebody, and they get on like a house on fire, and they've got an attraction really, really well. Like, should the person in the wheelchair, like, not want to be in a relationship because the potential partner may have to help them every now and again and push them around here and there and do little things and that for them, and you don't want them to go out of their way just to help you, aid you? No, like, that's just stupid. You know what I mean? Like, you're preventing your happiness just because you're being concerned about somebody else who actually doesn't care about doing those things and being there for you.
But if you did get a divorce, how many American Girl dolls could I get?
Your father and I aren't getting a divorce. Are there any questions that aren't about divorce?
Nope.
Is it difficult to see your mother go out with men who aren't your father?
It took some getting used to, but she's a grown-up.
I really needed this. We should do it again. What's your Friday night look like? Are you blowing me off?
Is it that obvious? But you're still hung up on John, and I don't want to have my heart broken again, so I'm going to respectfully pass.
Unbelievable.
I know.
Two guys involved me.
Turns out I do have a shred of dignity. I'm as surprised as you are.
I calculate the angles in my head, sometimes in radians, sometimes in degrees, depending on my level of whimsy. A week ago, I was in a mental institution, and now I'm laughing it up in a dive bar. I would like to propose a toast to George Cooper. George and I don't even know each other that well, but I just broke up with a woman. Apparently, you're never too old for heartache. I found solace in the bosom of male friendship.
He didn't actually say anything that was embarrassing. He picked him up.
Are on me.
Seriously? We can't get a dog and this guy's still here?
I'm hoping that's not the last time we see John, actually. You know, I know that obviously he's not going to be in Connie's life forever, and the breakup's going to happen at some point because, you know, as we know, like, they don't end up together. But I think that's a crap way to end their relationship if that would be the last time we see him. Do you know what I mean? Like, you might as well not have brought him back from the hospital. Does that make sense? Like, you might as well just end it and cut his storyline with, like, he's still not getting better and it's time for me to move on now. Do you know what I mean? I've got people that are interested in me. I've got my happiness to think about. I can't really contact you. Sheldon can't see you. We can't, you know, be in a relationship. I think it's time we just move on. That's what should have happened if this is pretty much the last time we're going to see him. Do you know what I mean? But, like, I don't think anything that he was saying about George was bad there. I feel like he bigged him up really well. He said something nice about him. He was giving him praise. He was saying he helped him when tough times were tough, you know what I mean? Like, he's took him under his wing and he's come in, he's given him a good night and he's saying how much of a great man he is. And, like, that is an actual nice speech. Obviously, he got everybody on his side when he said buy him all a beer. But before that, I think the whole speech was good anyway. And, you know, hopefully he's doing well. And like I said, I don't want this to be the end of him right now anyway. I want to see what's going on with their relationship. Maybe we got, like, a bit of fighting to and fro in who wants it, you know what I mean? Like, one of them realises, oh, I really badly want to be with Connie, or Connie's like, no, I'm going to fight for him, do you know what I mean? And we see it. I don't know, but it's interesting. I'm happy he's back in it, you know. It feels weird because he's kind of been in it in and out for the first 2 seasons and then disappeared, and obviously he's got to leave at some point, but I feel like he's part of the show now. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's been in it more than, like, Pastor Jeff and stuff like that, and, like, just for when we cold turkey and go away, it's going to feel strange. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Who's seen that coming? Who's seen John coming back and him the one that's ending the relationship with Connie? Not me, honestly. I really didn't, you know. I thought that he was all kind of stepping on eggshells around this situation and not really addressing it properly and acting like he was like a crazy lunatic coming in for dinner when actually, you know, wasn't really that bad, and it was just a small little episode. And like I was trying to say earlier in the episode, people go through different spectrums of things, and this was kind of minor. And you know, I feel like he should be open and speaking about it, and the best way is obviously communication with everybody. And you know, I thought maybe it was Connie that didn't really want him back. I thought that maybe she was enjoying her time on her own while he was away, but for him to break up and her to, you know, feel like she was rejected, and you know, it's kind of had a little impact on her. She's gone with Ezra, and then again, like, he's kind of rejected her as well, and she's not having a good week, is she? Maybe in the next few episodes we see her kind of going through a small little breakdown, a little bit of anguish and struggles, you know. She's saying there that's the first time that she's kind of had somebody break up with her and all the time, you know, living. And George was you know, taking the mickey by basically saying, you know, it's nice to see that, you know, people can still learn new stuff at your age, you know what I mean, experience new things. And then again, she experienced it twice in 1 week, do you know what I mean? It's definitely not going well. But Dr. Sturgis, you know what I mean, he was invited around again to spend time with Sheldon, which didn't actually happen. He's quickly ushered out into the pub where he had a good time, obviously, with George, and he's come back and fell asleep on the sofa. So I think that we're going to see him in a few more episodes. Don't really know how long. I feel like it'd be good, actually, to have the couples kind of go back and forth and try and be together. Do you remember that time in the Big Bang Theory when Sheldon thought it was, I think it was Amy broke up with Sheldon, do you know what I mean? And then after a while, she realised that it would be kind of good to get back in a relationship, but then it was Sheldon that didn't want to be with Amy, you know, for a bit, and they had to slow burn it back. Maybe it's going to be a situation like that. It's going to be interesting to see anyway. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you do, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.